So this is Billy from Perma Pastures Farm. He has,
and welcome to Two Oak Crows Homestead, by the way.
yeah, that too. This is Billy from Perma Pastures Farms. He has come out here from North Carolina to Western Tennessee. We're like west of Nashville, out here for the Back to the Land Festival. It's Sunday. We just finished up doing a community service project here at a church in Nunnally. And it's pretty cool. We built some raised beds for a community garden. But I wanted to interview Billy, and so my first question is, what do you say to people who say they can't homestead? Because like people that we talk to about it, they're like, oh, I don't have enough land for that, or I don't have time for that, or I work a job. And Randy and I both work full-time jobs, and I want to encourage people to do this. So what do you say to that?
Well, number one, they ought to look at what y'all are doing, because honestly, if you can not only do this in a full-time capacity or as a part-time capacity. If you have a closet, you can be a homesteader and a farmer because you can raise mushrooms in that closet. If you have a balcony, you can easily take that balcony area, even if it's facing, like we're east and west here, even if it's facing north, there's entire crops you can grow, and I've seen it done. Other places like Vietnam and some of the places where people have very small spaces, we tend to think that you have to have a certain level of property or space to be a homesteader. Just like Joel Salatin says, and I agree. So what makes a farm? The farmer. What makes a homestead? The homesteader. And it doesn't matter if you have a closet, a basement, you can grow mushrooms, you can grow anything on your balcony, even if you get a few herbs out of your kitchen garden in the window. What's wrong with that? So yeah, it's available. Even, you know what, I don't think I have much of an excuse as to why I can't do this when I know there are paraplegics that are doing this. And they're doing it to some capacity. So I have no excuse. And I think very few of us do, when you see people that are highly infirmed, having a hard time, and they still make it happen. Or those of us that got a little age on us, I'm seeing people, we met people here at this conference there was one gentleman I met that is in his late 60s, and he's just now getting involved in this. And he's infirm to some extent, but he's out here getting it done.
I know. I watched Danny and Wanda on Deep South Homestead, and I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it.
That's right. That's right. And then over time you find easier ways, like these raised beds. I mean, a prime example of doing these raised beds out here is, do I want to be 70 years old if the good Lord should bless me with age that long? Do I want to be on the ground down here?
Right.
Or do I want to be harvesting? Maybe I can harvest at arm's length,
Yeah.
So it's things like that, maybe somebody that didn't think about it, they always thought, oh, I got to do it on the ground. Maybe get a raised bed. I'm always looking, that's the beauty of doing this stuff in permaculture, is that you're giving a gift to your future self. And that's exactly I'm thinking, okay, I'm 50, I'm still relatively young, but I know that should I get older, am I going to be able to do these tasks?
Right.
What can I do to make this possible? So yeah, at all ages, it can be done, and it can be done efficiently. We'll see y'all. Thank you.
Why permaculture? What's so great? I mean, I know what I like about it, but I don't know how to explain it to people.
Permaculture is, if there was ever a loaded question, that's it. Because
I want the expert to explain it, because I can't.
I'm gonna do it better. I think I'm gonna do better. I can give you a nebulous definition of what permaculture is, and then, like William always says, you're gonna give that definition, and people are gonna say, now, what's permaculture again? Now, instead of giving people definitions, what we normally do, and what we try to do at our YouTube channel, is we live within the ethics of permaculture, which is people care, earth care, and abundance given to the previous two. So if you can do those things, you are working in accordance with permaculture. Instead of giving you a lifelong definition, I think it's better to stick within the ethics. And so if whatever you're doing, let's say, okay, am I mowing the grass? Is that people care, earth care, or abundance given to the previous two? If I'm taking down a tree and a limb of a tree, am I doing the same thing? If you can stay within those ethics, you're in permaculture, in my view.
Okay. All right. That's a good answer. I like that.
That's easier answer, I think, anyway.
Tell us about like where can people find you and like what have you got for sale on your website? Put a plug in there.
Oh, you are too kind. You can find us at permapasturesfarm.com. We also have a YouTube channel. We try to stay away from the gratuitous vulgarity that we see in a lot of other channels. We try to keep it upbeat, but also very to the point. We try to keep it pragmatic. And we sell bone sauce, which is a all-natural deer repellent. It's the best in the world, in my opinion. We also sell comfrey. We're also going to be selling a number of other things in the future. We also do permaculture consultations, and that's done by my son, William, who came to visit
William,
you.
yeah, we actually hired William to come out because when Randy and I bought our farm, we knew nothing. And we thought, we started watching these guys, and we were just like, they totally sounded like they knew what they were talking about.
Now
And I
you even
called
did a
William.
video of all the drawings.
Yeah, I did. I actually, on our channel, there's a video of the drawings that William did for us. But when he came out and did that, it was amazing because he answered so many questions and he just pretty much laid it out step by step how for us to get started, because our main goal is to leave something for like our grandchildren.
Awesome.
And he designed everything with that in mind for us to be able to do that. And that just means so much to me. So shout out to William because he just did a phenomenal job.
That warms my heart because honestly, there's so many things in this. People generally see me on the YouTube channel, but honestly, there's so many ways. We didn't raise him in the way that most people do. He had a full ride scholarship to college, but that wasn't where his interest lied. So we sent him to Australia. We sent him to the Earthship Academy. We sent him to Joel Salatin. So he got his education, he got a farm education from the best on the planet in no matter the discipline. And honestly, on our knees praying that the good Lord bring him to a point to where he understands selfless sacrifice. At least I hope he does. And he also knows that doing a good job and what it means to put work in for an honest day's work. So
the one thing that I love about him is that he knows his stuff. Like, he can get down and tell you all the technical jargon about whatever it is he's trying to tell you. But somebody like me, he can totally dumb it down for me, and I understand what he's talking about. He can, and he's just not, he's so humble. Like, he's so awesome about that. And he's, I'll call him and he'll start saying, and I'm like, well, dude, I don't understand what you're saying. And he totally just gets to that place where he makes me understand what I need to know.
He does the same for me, honestly, because in many ways, he's beyond me. And he trains. In fact, we use him as our emissary. Whenever there's new knowledge out there, we send him or we send one of us, but 9 times out of 10, it's him. So he gets the very best from composting and permaculture from Jeff Lawton, the very best in off-grid building from Michael Reynolds, the very best in cattle management with Greg Judy. Everywhere, and we all do this and we cross-train each other. And he dumbs it down for us too, because in many ways, he's beyond me. And so I'm getting caught up to him because he's able to teach us, and then I teach him. You see me primarily on the website or on the YouTube because I guess of the people in our family, I probably have a better gift of gab. But honestly, in many ways, he's the brains behind of a lot of it. And we work collectively. We work as a family unit, and he is a joy and a blessing. And I can't thank the good Lord enough for him.
I know y'all are proud of him. Okay, last question. This is kind of like something that me and Randy were really curious about, and I didn't hear you mention it when you were doing the hog slaughtering. What is the best like fat to meat ratio when you're making sausage? How should that look?
Oh, good question. Now, if you're depending on whom you're asking, if it's in the deep south, they're going to tell you it's going to be a higher fat to meat ratio. I'm going to say 80-20 all across the board. Okay.
Like any animal across the board, or just with hogs?
It really comes down to your personal preference, but if you go too lean, you're going to break your casings if you're putting it in sausage casings. So you want that fat in there to act as something of a buffer between the sausage casing and the actual meat. So you don't want to go, in my opinion, you don't want to be lower than 70-30.
Okay.
But in my personal, the way I like it and the way Michelle likes it is 80-20 generally is the perfect ratio for us. There's a lot of places they like 70-30. 80-20 is best for us. A lot of people are fat averse these days. I don't mind putting a lot of fat in it.
Okay.
Or you even get some of those that are 90-10. But here's the problem you run into is I like beef collagen casings when we make our sausages. And if you try to go a higher or lower fat content, you're going to break those casings.
Because you don't have the fat in there as a cushion.
Right.
To the soft part.
Right. You want that to be something of a buffer to the outside of it. So yeah, that to me is the best ratio. Now, if you're doing loose sausage or what some people call fresh sausage, let's say we're not going to put it in the casing.
Right.
70-30, I like that because it depends on what it is. Italian sausage, probably 70-30. In fact, any kind of loose sausage, I'm going to tell you, I like 70-30.
Okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
you can't lose it.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
We were just talking about him.
We were just bragging on him. So this is William. If anyone needs a permaculture consultation, if you're like Randy and I and you don't have a clue about what to do with the land or the right way to do it, this is the guy to call.
Thank you so much.
So they have the YouTube channel. You can also, they have Perma Pastures Farm on Instagram,
Yep.
and he will respond to you like within 24 hours on Instagram. But you can contact him. He'll come do your consultation, and he is awesome, and he is trustworthy, and he's a humble guy. Just call him. Trust me.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So thank you all for doing
Thank
this
you. It's been a
interview.
real joy to spend the weekend with y'all, and wish we could have spent more time together. It's just I was running around like I wasn't an organizer here, but I kind of got drafted into it. So we did a lot of double duty. I just wish I could have spent so much more time with y'all. Yeah. I'm sure we'll cross paths in the future.
Definitely. And I know that it was hard, with this being the first year of the festival or whatever, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Randy thoroughly enjoyed it. And I know that there was like some mishaps that happened and some things that got rescheduled, but everybody just went with it. And I think it's just like the kind of people that came to this, everybody's just like, we're here to learn and whatever, however make that happen.
It's the whole hands-on.
Yes.
That's where I think people, if I had it to do over again, if I had anything to do with it, everything would be hands-on. It would be a hands-on.
Yeah.
But that's what I would do. I mean, we would actually go and make a compost pile, get more pigs, get more people involved and all stuff like that. So I'm going to try to, next time we do this, I'm going to try to lean them towards all hands-on. I think that's where I get the most benefit. Is that how you feel, Randy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you guys didn't mention it, Randy laid it down on that grill that first night.
Yeah, indeed, y'all.
And that candied pork belly.
I saw Darren over there trying to lick the crock pot. He's in there like bobbing for. He's bobbing. If that thing would have been cooler, he'd been down there bobbing for apples in that thing, y'all.
Well, we're gonna do a video how to make the
gotta
pork
do
belly
that.
candy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll make sure you guys definitely get tagged in it or however you.
Oh, I got to know.
man.
That way you can see you can follow step per step and do your own.
Oh, I'm gonna get it
It's
done.
really good.
I guarantee you.
But thank you all very much. It
you.
was great seeing you and great meeting you,
Thank
and
you.
we had a fantastic time. Anybody who's interested in doing the Back to the Land Festival, I'm sure that they're going to do this every year. I'm not sure how often a year, but I'm sure they'll do it every year, and you should totally check it out because we learned so much this weekend. And just having these expert people here that could answer questions, it was amazing. So, yeah, thank you.
so much.
Thank you.